Skull has these tiny cracks all over that run along the surface. When you're in the wound, they form in between the skull's separate plates. They're filled with a stretchy tissue that holds the bone together but still lets them move a little. This allows for flexibility during birth and room for your brain to grow. As you get older, the cracks slowly harden and eventually fuse the bones together. They found moving insect legs when they opened her eyelid. She had been gardening when she felt something in her eye, but she thought it was just dirt. The next day, her eye was burning and swollen. She went to the hospital where the doctor was shocked to find 4 bees inside her eye. These bees like to drink tears and sweat for protein. And if she had rubbed her eye, the bees could have stung her eyeball, causing permanent blindness. Luckily, her contact lenses helped protect her, and the bees, they found a giant skull buried in the ground that they thought belonged to a dragon. The townspeople built a statue, adding wings and a crocodile-like body to complete the dragon. For centuries, this statue convinced people that dragons were, in fact, real. But hundreds of years later, scientists examined the skull. They discovered it wasn't actually a dragon at all. It belonged to a massive woolly rhinoceros from the last ice age. The dog bit off the man's toe while he slept. He'd been ignoring the harsh pain in his toe for weeks, and his dog sensed something was wrong. The man woke up to blood everywhere and his toe completely gone. At the hospital, doctors discovered his toe had a severe infection, meaning the dog's bite may have actually saved the man's life by forcing him to seek medical attention. The first treadmills weren't for fitness, they were for punishment. Prisoners walked for hours, turning a giant wheel that ground corn or pumped water. It was endless, 10 hours a day, just to exhaust the inmates. Some even died from the effort. By the late 1800s, people realized it was too brutal, and the treadmill was banned from British prisons. But in the 1960s, it reappeared as exercise equipment. Today, millions walk on it voluntarily, unaware of its dark origins. They began digging up graves, looking for corpses that seemed too fresh. Then they would cut open their organs, looking for liquid blood. If they found some, the villagers believed that this meant the body belonged to a vampire. So they would cut the heads off of the corpses to keep them from coming back from the dead. Then they burned the organs, sometimes forcing sick villagers to consume the ashes as a cure. They began digging. If you eat a booger, you might think it's completely harmless. But should you actually do this? Well, boogers are made of dried mucus, which traps dust and bacteria you've breathed in. That means they're full of germs that your body already worked hard to get rid of. And when you eat them, you're reintroducing those germs back into your body, which can increase your chances of getting sick. If you weld without eye protection, the UV rays can enter your eye and burn your cornea. This is because the super bright light created, called an arc flash, gives off a type of invisible, damaging energy. This condition feels like having sand trapped in your eyes and can even cause temporary blindness. But it's not just the light. You're also exposed to hot sparks and flying debris that can cause serious injuries. If you insert your fingers into a Chinese finger trap and then try to pull them out, the woven lattice is stretched lengthwise. This stretching causes the individual fibers to contract around your fingers, which tightens the grip. The harder you pull, the more the fibers contract, making it almost impossible to escape by force. To release, push your fingers together. This will loosen the tension and allow the fibers to expand. They'll trim the enamel, creating a mold and putting on a temporary veneer. Next, your teeth are cleaned and etched with an acid gel to prepare them for bonding. A special dental cement is applied, and the veneer is placed on top. A curing light activates the cement, bonding it permanently. Finally, the veneer is polished and adjusted for a straight white smile.